BuckeyeHuddle.com Southern Swing 2025 continues on here in the Raleigh-Durham area. We are at Rollsville High School, home of 2027 running back Amir Brown, one of Ohio State's top rising junior running back targets. First of all, Amir, how are you doing? How's spring going?
Great. We start spring ball next Monday, May 5th. I'm just ready to get back into it. Just can't wait.
Yeah. So you've been kind of lifting and stuff this offseason. What are maybe some areas of focus for you? You had such a great sophomore year, but now everyone's kind of aware of who you are, yes, and people are going to be aiming for you and stuff. So what are you working on?
I'm trying to improve in everything. I just don't want to get better in one aspect. I want to just get better in everything I do, like in every category, not just one.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Carlos Lachlan obviously has offered you as kind of making you one of his top targets early on in the process. You were up at Ohio State in the spring. What's your impression so far of, first of all, of Coach Lachlan and kind of what he brings to the table, and just your thoughts on your interactions with him so far?
I feel like Coach Lachlan is a great dude. I like his coaching style. I like how he encourages his back to be better every day. I like how they get after it. I like everything they do, and I could see myself there.
As far as your visit there, what stood out to you? What were some things you liked about it? Anything surprise you?
I like how to get after it. I mean, I'm like, I want to earn everything I get, not given to me. So, and I like how they go after what they want. I mean, they got the natty last year. I see why. If you go up there and visit, you can see why too. And they just get after it every day. Everybody's working up there. Coaches, players, even the guys who don't really play, they're still working.
I guess, watching that championship run was kind of interesting, just kind of the way that came together. What were your thoughts on that, and what you kind of noticed out of them as they went on that little run there at the end?
I watched every game they had, starting with Tennessee. I think they played Oregon, to Texas, to don't tell me Notre Dame.
Yeah. Got it. Yep,
yes,
that was the run.
They played hard, physical, aggressive. I like how the offense got after it. Both backs, Judkins and Henderson, I like their play style, and I like how they go after it. Run physical and hard. Don't let one man take them down.
They, as you pointed out, they had like the 1-2 punch there at running back. When you look at that, I think there used to be kind of this stigma against like running backs. They didn't want to be like part of a 2-back class or but that seems to be changing now. Guys maybe want to lengthen their careers by staying fresh. Like how do you look at that in terms of like being part of a 2-back class or being part of a 1-2 punch in college? Do you view that as a positive, or are you a guy who just wants 35 touches a game?
I view that as a positive. I don't want to like wear and tear. You don't want all the carries. Then coming into college, you get all the carries in high school. Like here at Roseville, we got a 1-2 punch. It's not just a 1-back system. So if I can't get it, my partner got it. So I mean, I like what Ohio State does with the 1-2 punch. If one down, we got one coming to get you. So I just yes, sir.
Do you feel like, obviously you feel probably more fresh, you feel like you get more out of those carries than maybe you would if you had another 10 carries? Maybe you're not maximizing those carries?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I know Ohio State, again, has kind of really put that 1-2 punch thing on display, and they're doing it again this year as they bring in C.J. Donaldson to pair with James Peoples. So, have you had any talks with any schools about those types of things, or
about the 1-2 punch?
Yeah, just about being part of like a 1-2 thing, or is that something that they kind of just don't really get into and kind of focus on like you and your recruitment?
I feel like they just focus on me and my recruitment. I mean, I ask schools like how they do this bag system.
Sure.
You want to see who's coming in. Also, I'm a competitive person, so I don't really care who's in front of me. I just like to work.
Yeah.
So like that doesn't really mean anything to me, but I just want to know how the system works and what goes on in it.
Sure. You said probably get back to Ohio State this summer?
Sir. Yes, sir. Even maybe before that.
Maybe before that. Okay. You're ready to go, ready to get back.
Yes,
I guess how important would that be? It sounds like you're going to try and do this around a camp with Coach Lachlan,
yes,
a camp day. I guess how important, as you work through your schools and everything else, is it to get that on-field work with a guy who could potentially be your future position coach, and like maybe try and feel that out with all the different schools recruiting you in terms of getting some work in with those running backs coaches?
I like it. He wants to see me in person, see me move. I mean, that's another step for me to show Coach what I'm really about, not just on tape, but in real life. I'm really that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You've got several offers. We can't get into all of them, but like, are there schools that you felt you've started to build a good relationship with, or visits that have stood out to you, just maybe some places that you've gone or coaches you've talked to that have made an impression on you?
I visited, I believe 5 to 6 schools this spring, starting with UNC, Duke, Ohio State, Notre Dame. I think it's one more that I'm missing. But out of all those visits, Ohio State is up there.
Why is that?
I just like the program. I mean, they like to develop their guys, and I can see myself there. I mean, I like to work, but if I got to get developed, that's what I got to do. If I got to wait, I got to wait. I mean, it's just part of the process.
UNC's had an interesting offseason
Yes,
with Coach Belichick.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on that? What was your kind of reaction to that news? I think it was a big story of the offseason was him coming back coming to coach college.
Yes, sir. It caught me off guard a little bit because Amir Brown, he was a great coach. Belichick, you see what he did in the NFL with the Patriots. That's huge impact coming to. It just surprised me him coming to college. He's used to coaching grown men. Now he want to give back to the younger guys. But I like it. I love it.
Did you get a chance to talk to him at all when you were on campus, or did you
Yes,
more?
sir.
Okay, what was that like?
It was amazing. I mean, getting to talk to Coach Belichick, it was just nice. I mean, him talking about my game, he knew me down to the T, my playing style, what I do, my pros, and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
And how I could fit the system.
Okay. So he's taking a pretty hands-on
Yes, sir.
approach. He's
Yes,
not
sir.
he's not delegating all the assistants.
Yes,
he's part of things with the recruiting. Okay. Notre Dame, obviously, as you mentioned earlier, they played Ohio State in the national championship game, had a lot of success the last few years under Marcus Freeman. Your thoughts on Notre Dame and anything that maybe jumped out to you about that visit?
The visit speaks for itself. You got to go there and visit. It's a really great program. I like how quiet it is up there. It's just genuine people. Running back coach who came from Penn State, he's a really cool guy. He knows what he's talking about. Coach Freeman, really good guy too. He's really real, and he's gonna be 100 with you. He's gonna yes sir, he's nice.
Duke's kind of right down the road here, but you've been there
Yes, sir.
a couple times, right?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, they would love to keep you home if possible.
Yes, sir.
Is that kind of their message to you? Is to kind of stay home
Yes,
and
sir.
do it here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What intrigues you about Duke? Because I know it's easy for you to get there, but you have been there a few times, so there clearly seems to be something you appreciate about them.
Coach Foster, I mean, I was one of the first backs when he first got the job at Duke. I was one of the first backs he offered. I was the first school he hit up and offered me. So, I mean, that really shows he likes me. He came with Coach Diaz. Coach Diaz is a great guy, and now they're trying to get me to stay home, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Love that they're showing me. Yes, sir.
How difficult would it be for you? Because you've talked about a mix of schools. You've talked about a couple schools that would be close. You wouldn't have to go very far. You've talked about a couple schools that aren't super far away, but a little bit further away up north there in Ohio State and Notre Dame. How important is proximity to home?
Proximity, that's not a problem. I'm willing to go anywhere, travel anywhere. That's not a problem. I'm not one of those guys who want to stay home. If I got to stay home, it just depends on how my recruitment's going. I mean, I'm willing to travel. I'm willing to go. If I got to go across the world, that's where I'm going. For me to
wherever
go.
You feel you're going to be developed.
Where I get developed, feels like home, coaches, in my place.
Where would you like to go this summer? You did mention you're going to get to an Ohio State camp. Where else would you like to get to if you could swing that?
Texas.
What do you like about Texas? Obviously, they were another team that made a playoff run last year.
The culture there. They seem like one of those college towns, and I feel like I want to visit. I want to see with my own eyes and see what it's all about.
All right. Well, we appreciate you doing this, Amir. Good catching up with you again. Just saw you a few weeks ago at
Yes,
Under Armour, so that was good to get you on the field. Now we get to learn a little bit more about you off the field. So
Yes, sir.
appreciate your time. Appreciate
Yes,
you doing
sir.
this, and we'll
Thank
be
you.
keeping in touch.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep.